Welcome to Bad Food Blog, and got an interesting one, really interesting. Going to be doing this from Sainsbury's, slow roasting beef sirloin joint, silverside, not sirloin. Found some interesting things out about it actually. You might like this. Look, you can peel this off, and look, there's a little barcodey thing under there. That's like a "Don't Steal Me" sticker, you know? Apparently the cooking instructions are inside this peeling thing, so we'll have a look at that in a second. It looks like it's going to be wonderful and yummy. You like roast beef, Max?
Yes.
Max is looking forward to it too, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Big.
It's a big bit of a cow's leg, pretty much. Yeah, fantastic. Right, on with the video. Here is the cow's leg in question. So, I'm going to try and follow the cooking instructions on here. I was thinking I could do some crazy stuff in the air fryer. Don't know how much that would speed up the cooking time. We might still go for that. Look. Ooh, there it comes. Whee! Hop. Okay. So, here are the cooking instructions. Let me read them for you. Okay, oven cook from chilled. If freezing at home, thoroughly defrost before cooking. I don't believe in that. Freezing at home for large chunks of meat, you're just going to ruin the condition of the meat. Sorry about that. There. Remove joint from packaging. Sorry, this is a sticker, so it's very hard to hold. Packaging and allow to breathe at room temperature for 30 minutes. Okay, I better do that now. Brush the joint with 5 millimeters of oil and season with salt and pepper. During cooking, sear the sides of the joint in a hot pan for 6 minutes. Well, I've got a cast iron frying pan I can do that with. I can show you the whole process. Place in a roasting dish and place in the center of a preheated oven and cook for 30 minutes. Okay, 150 degrees, 30 minutes. After that, reduce to 130 for 60 minutes plus 25 minutes per half kilo. And this weighs 1.6 kilos, so this is going to take 2.5 hours. I'm gonna get killed by the wife. That's a long time to wait for food. Okie dokie. Is that really 2.5 hours? Have I read that correctly? I've got to double check this. Yeah, that's 2.5 hours. That's 2 hours and half an hour at 150. Okay, let me get the oven up to temperature at 150. And I better get this open and let it breathe for half an hour, although I think that is going to be the time which is going to be sacrificed. That is the oven at 150. Right. The chopping board with the light channel around the outside. That's what this is here, in case you ever wondered. Most people don't, of course. Cut into it. You can see what I'm doing here. Just gonna, I've essentially broken the seal. I'm going to try and part this without accidentally cutting the joint or any of the lovely huge amounts of string. Yep, there's a little blood absorber there. Okay, let's leave that to breathe for a minute. Blood everywhere. It's been resting for about 20 minutes because I don't want to eat sometime in the next century. So, time to cover it in oil, which I'm going to do in the pan to save mess. Try not to touch it with my hands, which isn't really going to work, is it? There we go. I'm going to sear it in the pan for about 6 minutes, as suggested. Let's cover the outside in oil. Oh, I have to rub it in, so there really is no way. I used olive oil for this. I'm going to use a bit of cooking oil as well. There we are. If you see some black spots on my hands, that's because I was painting a roof and some of the roof paint is stuck in my skin where I got cuts and so on, and so I'm trying to get rid of it. Oil got rid of most of it, so I hope none of it comes off in the food. Let's make sure the pan's lovely and oiled. The steak's oiled, and I need to go wash my hands again. As I am seasoning this, let's go over the cost. It was £14, which is a reasonable price. The £17 would have been expensive. Now you might be thinking, this is a lot for a single meal. This is not a single meal. This is about 5 meals worth for the three of us, or 4. Because it's going to be a curry, it's going to be sandwiches, it's going to be obviously roast beef today, but it'll be sandwiches tomorrow and probably curry the day after. Or it'll get chopped up and put in the freezer ready to become parts of curry after that. Let's make sure that there's plenty of seasoning in the pan. As soon as I get that in the pan, let's turn it over. There's really no point trying to get inside that, is there? There we go. Come on, over you go. Yeah. Right, let's season the other side. I guess this also helps it be crispy by drawing a little bit of moisture out of this side. I will take some of these. I'm traveling this week. I will take some of these on the train. It smells wonderful while it's searing, but I'm of two minds to remove the sock from the outside of it or not. Should have really done that before it got really hot, but sorry, I'm going to go for it and remove it. I'm going to use the super sharp knife to do it. There we go. Yeah. Who wants to cook plastic with their food? Get that side sealed a little bit. Need to wash all these things up now. Pile of bloody things to sort out. Now that I've touched this thing, I can roll it around with my hand pretty safely. Ooh, that bit's nice and browned there. Try not to burn myself. Right, need to turn that down. I want to sear it, not catch it on fire. Ooh, nice smell, nice sound. Get both ends. Supposed to be sealing it, not cooking it. Perfect. Cast iron pans are the best for this. Ouch, it's very hot. There's not really an alternative to your hands for this job, though, is there? Perfect. That is almost perfectly sealed. Oof. Into a baking tray and into the oven it goes. So, I think that's going to be the way that's up. That needs to come off the heat before it catches on fire. And that is amazing looking. Look at that. A little bit I missed in the corner there, but that should be all right. Alexa, start timer 30 minutes. There we go. And that's the 150 for 30 minutes. Now we have to reduce the cooking temperature. So let's have a quick look at what's going on. And this will allow us to, I've just filled my glasses with steam. Turn this down to 130. There we are. Let's have a quick look. So basically that's sealed the outside. There's some juices coming out. A few. Pretty impressively. Oh, smell is amazing. I'm going to turn it round in the oven. Just in case there's some currents in there. It's turned down to 130 degrees centigrade now. And that's going to keep going for Hello. That's going to keep going. Okay, so here we are. The roast potatoes. Instead of parboiling, I microwave. Now the potatoes are going to shrink quite a bit. I'm not going to go for very small ones this time. But I'm going to make more than is necessary because the energy costs in cooking 1 meal's worth and 2 meals worth are the same. So we're going to have leftover potatoes for tomorrow. What I am going to do is slightly vary the size as well, so people can get different ones. And yeah, I know you're supposed to take the skins off, but to be honest, there's a lot of vitamins and minerals in the skins, like your parents would have told you when you were a kid. And I don't even mind. I've got 2 different coloured potatoes here. Yeah, this one's got a slightly thicker skin actually, the red one, but it adds a bit of colour. It looks pretty nice. I'm not going for too big, not too small, but I find if you make them a little bit smaller, they reheat a lot nicer. So I'm not making them tiny. We're not doing potato wedges here, but I don't want giant, great big hulking potatoes. Probably be healthier for you to have the giant, great big hulking ones, because there'd be less fat in the cooked area, but they're not going to be cooked in much fat because they're going to be microwaved in a little bit of fat. And they'll absorb some of the fat into the skin, the oil, and that'll be that. And it will be olive oil, but yes, it will be olive oil. Back to the potatoes. So I'm going to drizzle the olive oil all over the top. It's basically almost the same process. There we go, that's enough. Don't want too much. It's almost the exact same process as for my potato wedges. And I'll put that in the microwave for 7 minutes, and then it's ready to sit and wait to go in the oven. But it's not going to go in the oven till, damn it, the timer is like, so there's 40 minutes left. Otherwise I'm going to have very burnt potatoes. But nice for them to cool down, and then they should double crisp a little bit. I could shake them up to make sure they're all covered in oil everywhere, but microwaving them will do that. So they're off for 7 minutes in the microwave. About as graceful as an elephant, aren't they? And there we go. Right, these are microwaved. They've been sitting here for almost an hour. But it's time for them to go in the oven, so oh, they're still pretty hot. Any temperature over 60 degrees, they would have been continuing to cook. So I just pop them in there. Any of the juices. I think a little bit of seasoning. I'm not trying to drown them though. What I'm more interested in is the pepper and the salt, keeping them a little bit apart. They don't end up sticking together or sticking to the bottom. Yeah, nice. That's going to go in the oven. This goes in the oven till it's cooked. Oof. Interesting. Wow, I've got to move the shelf. That is definitely the wrong place for that shelf. Right. I've got to move 2 shelves. There's what the beef's looking like. And if you can see that. Wow. Look at that. That is amazing. Oh, those juices are going to go in the gravy. Put that there for a second. Pop that down a level. Pop that down a level. Pop them in there. Spin this around by 180 degrees. Ooh, we're getting close to beef being ready actually. Beef medium, not very far off. Which is interesting. think it's going to quite take the hour that they claimed. There we go. While I was turning the potatoes, I just happened to notice that the beef was ready. So here we are. Look at this. It's in the 76 to 77 degrees centigrade range. As you can see here on the little clock face. Oh, this filling light is doing too much of a good job. You have to turn that off. There we are. It's filling in too much. There we go, see? That's buried deep in the middle. I might just reposition that a little bit. Pull it a little bit further out of the meat. It didn't go down at all. So yeah, that's going to continue to, even when you take meat out of the oven, leave it to rest, it will still continue to cook a bit further. So, ooh. Let's pop it in the thickest bit of the meat from the top and see where we're at temperature wise. We're still in the medium range there. So yeah, we're still in the same range. I don't want it well done. So now it's just a chance to leave that to rest. A lot of juices are going to come out of the beef, and that's good because they're going to go in the gravy. That needs to sit and rest there for about 20 minutes or so. I turned the oven up for the other food, which is going to continue cooking, which is nice. Smells wonderful. Ooh, nice and firm. Fat's rendered well. Looks good. Here are the potatoes. They were finished off in the air fryer to make them extra crispy. There you go. Oh, put the fill light back in. There we go. And you can hear they're yummy and crispy. Soft and fluffy in the middle. And just finishing them off for the last couple of minutes in the air fryer at 210 degrees centigrade. Makes them extra yummy. There's plenty left over for tomorrow. And this is the gravy I'm going to be using. It's chicken gravy, I know, not beef gravy, but I'm using some of the beef juices as well. And I just microwave those leftover beef juices to get them nice and hot. I'm going to put a couple of spoons of this in. 1, 2. Mix that in. And add some boiling water for the kettle. It's all been adjusted for the amounts. We've only got 3 people eating, so I don't want to make tons and tons of gravy. And that should, as you can see, just thicken up nicely. I need to leave that to stand for a couple of minutes to thicken up. And whilst I do that, which is here, I know you don't get stuffing with roast beef, but it was requested. And technically, I guess it's kind of vegetarian, so it's another vegetable dish. There we go. And this. There we go, that's for me. Yummy, lots. And then Maxie doesn't really like stuffing, so I'll give him a little bit like that. There we are. Now the Yorkshire puddings will be ready in about 20 or 30 seconds. The Yorkshire puddings are done. Everybody gets 2. Ouch, they're hot. Ooh, ouch. There we are. Ooh. Ow, that burned. Turn the oven off. Pour the gravy. That's where I'm having mine. That's where Maxie's having his. And that's where the assistant's having her gravy. There we are. Okay, there's seconds for gravy. And there we go. I'm going to go off and eat this in peace now. I've already tried the beef. It's amazing. Everything else is amazing. Let me try one of the potatoes and dip it in the gravy. The gravy is amazing too. but you wish you could have some of this. Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video. And if you like what I do here, please, please, please subscribe.